Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a Who review. I am Davros and I'm a Whovian, and today I review Doctor Who Survival. So yes, Survival, the final classic adventure in Doctor Who's original run. So it's, with Sylvester McCoy. So the Doctor brings Ace back to her hometown of Prevale. Her old friends are being kidnapped by an alien hunters called the Cheetah People, who are shown their way to Earth by the Doctor's old enemy, the Master. So that's like the plot synopsis there. What did I like about this serial? Well, it's 3 parts, 3 episodes long, and we see, this being what wasn't planned to be the last ever, serial in the show's run ever. I mean, Doctor Who in the late 80s was running its course. It got into a lot of trouble with its violence and stuff, and then the new BBC controlled at that time, who didn't like the show at all, thought this would be the good opportunity to pull the plug. And Sylvester McCoy never got that final season he hoped to do, and we never got that on-screen exit from Ace. But in the revival and stuff, which took him long enough, we eventually did get closure on all that, what happened between Ace and the Doctor. Anyway, what did I like about this serial? Well, I liked the practical effects in this. They weren't quite practical with a lot of things, with like the Cheetah People. They looked like people in cat suits, which they were, but still it was practical. Also, we see a cat that's clearly not real. It's like animatronic and stuff. But we also see some other supporting characters in there as well, like Ace's friends, dealing with these creatures, and it's a matter of survival. And of course we get Anthony Ainley in there making his final appearance as the Master in the show, and he is infected with this cheetah virus, which actually is slowly converting people into cheetah people, and that's what the Cheetah People are, infected with this cheetah virus, which turns them into these creatures. And the Master, thinking he can control them, is eventually losing control himself with this. And of course we see Sylvester McCoy make his final regular appearance on the show as the Doctor. Like I say, not intended. Yeah, I also liked that towards the end, in the final episode, after the whole the Master's been defeated or escaped to fight another day, once the whole things have been resolved and the Doctor's back on Earth, and he's not succumbing to the cheetah virus, he does have an encounter with a young blonde woman. Now, fan theories have gone about saying, is that woman Jackie Tyler? Because she looks like her a bit. I'm obviously not Camille Kidure, but and we do find out that that Perivale is actually not far from the Powell estate, and thinking, could that be like a whole? I don't know. It's a theory. I'm not sure if it is or not, but yeah. We also get a guest appearance in this from Gareth Hale and Norman Pace as 2 shop people who, in a scene, the Doctor is trying to buy cat food off them. And for those who may not know, in the late 80s, early 90s, they were the comedy duo that were big. So yeah, I noticed them in there because I loved that. I loved that show when I was a little kid. My parents are surprised I remember them as well. But I've watched sketches and that still on YouTube and stuff. Yeah, so they had some good guest stars. This was also 3 episodes long. I believe 25 minutes each, so it was about 75 minutes. And, so a good hour and 15 minutes. They really cut down the serials a lot in the late 80s to like 4. To this point, they went with just 3-parters. I mean, they did try 45-minute 2-parters in Colin Baker's first season, but that would, they would eventually do stuff like that in the modern era of the 45-minute run. Anyhows, I like the location they filmed. They clearly filmed the home of the Cheetah People on a quarry. And of course, Doctor Who is no stranger to filming on quarries. That's always been perfect for desolate planets in the show. And they still do it to this day, film on quarries for desolate, rocky, alien planets. They did have some special effects in the skies, though, to make the skies look a bit more unearthly. Yeah, that's late 80s effects. I can kind of forgive them for that. But also, I do love the opening and the end credits to the show. To me, Sylvester McCoy's intro is, to me, the best one. It's my favourite one anyway, which I like. It was like probably the first one properly done through computer effects. And, you know, I just liked it. I like that opening. Of course, Sylvester McCoy was great as the Doctor. And, you know, did his great performance. Not a lot of people liked McCoy, I believe. Well, I'd say he's a definitely, if he is, he's definitely an unappreciated Doctor. I think he's a good Doctor, and I've had the pleasure of meeting him once at Comic-Con many years back now, and it was nice to meet him. I have a signed photo of him somewhere around here with Colin Baker. I met him a year prior, but yeah, Sylvester McCoy did good with what he worked with. Also, was a lot more darker and more serious because, you know, he added that to his character throughout his run, because each season he got less funny because he believed that, you know, a funnier Doctor would lead to weaker storytelling. And you know what? I think he made it work. Yeah, but also this one was a bit brutal. There was a bit of brutality and a bit of violence, and the writers and that, I believe, were worried that, are we going to get away with this, given that the show in the mid-80s was getting, like, in trouble for those violent scenes, thinking, could it be a bit too violent? Of course, they didn't. But also, credit to all those actors who played Cheetah People, because I believe because I watched the DVD extras of this, I believe that the people who were playing the Cheetah People were suffering in those cat suits, because not only were they filming on a quarry, it was in the middle of the summer, and it was the British summer, and it was hot. And, you know, Sylvester McCoy and the other supporting cast that weren't Cheetah People obviously didn't feel sorry, have never felt sorry for anyone before. And they say that one extra who was a cat person couldn't take the heat much longer and actually ripped out of the Cheetah People costume and went a bit nuts because it was that hot. But yeah, you know, like I say, a lot of actors who do play these aliens with big padded suits and stuff can get a bit, can be quite challenging for them, especially for, like, the Centaurans in the Two Doctors, which I believe they went on location for in Spain to film. But I just thought this was, a lot of work and effort went into this. Also, apparently they couldn't afford a lot of overtime either for this serial. But yeah, it's a shame that none of them really knew at the time when they were doing this it was going to be the last one, and it was a shock to a lot of people. I mean, we did get some specials and that in 1993, like Dimensions in Time, and we got like a 30th special documentary and that, and then in 2003 we got the 96 TV movie in 96. We got, which I did review as well recently, for its 30th anniversary. But we also got, a celebration on UK Gold in 2003, before the show came back in 2005. But yeah, this would be, the last one for 16 years as a regular show. But it did come back for a one-off TV movie in the mid-90s. But Anthony Ainley as the Master, he would go on to play the Master one last time for some Doctor Who TV game or something. But like I say, this was his final outing as the Master, and Anthony Ainley is probably is the longest running Master, playing the Master from 1981 all the way to 1989, given that it was like his last life and he had to make it last. he became a regular, well, not, it became a reoccurring appearance every few years or so. You know, he appeared quite frequently, reoccurred in Peter Davison's era, appeared twice in Colin Baker's run, and I believe this was probably his last time as the Master in Survival. So, yeah. Okay, I think I've rambled on enough about this one. So what did I like about this? Yeah, I've done my likes and dislikes. Let's get to my ratings. Performances, I will give them a 9. The writing, I'll give it an 8. The visuals, I'll give that an 8. And my personal, I'll give it an 8. Because I do like this one. And it's a shame knowing that there was going to be nothing else after this one for a good while. You know. So yeah, there you go. There is my Who review on Doctor Who Survival. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Share with your friends and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and to hit that notification bell. All of my social media links are linked down below in the description, so feel free to check all that out. I have been Davros, and I have been a Whovian, and this has been a Who review. So until next time, run for your life.